And we are going to get, sorry about that. We are going to get started with my girl, Katie Tucker. I'm so excited for her to bring it tonight. So without further ado, here she goes.
Well, hi everyone. Super excited to be with you guys tonight, share a little bit about me and my health journey. Gosh, where do I even start? I have been taking Plexus products for almost 6 years next month. And I was in the middle of a weight loss journey at the time when I started, and I had lost quite a bit of weight before I started Plexus. But at the point that I had reached in my journey, I was really struggling with, I had lost like 65 pounds and I was still tired. I was still craving sugar. I was really moody. I wasn't sleeping well. And not only that, but the scale wasn't moving anymore for me. And I was really fighting cravings for sugar. I was struggling with my appetite, and that made it really hard for me to stick with my my routine and my health goals and stuff like that. And so I remember just feeling like I needed help and I needed to do something. And so my friend, who was a nurse practitioner, she was telling me how amazing I could feel on these products. And I was like, I'd really love to know what that's like. I want to feel amazing, right? And so I decided to give these products a try. And I'm so grateful that she told me how important it was that I was consistent, that I gave it the time that it needed. Because if she hadn't have done that, I probably would not have given it the time that I needed. And I probably wouldn't have taken it as seriously. But she did. And I'm so grateful. I was all in. I was committed. I really wanted to see what these products could not only do for my weight loss. I've lost 100 pounds, guys, by the way. I've lost a lot of weight, and Plexus has been an incredible tool for me, game-changing tool. And so I started the products, and honestly, it was a minute before I saw changes with stuff. It took me a minute to see my energy, but when that came back, you guys, I stopped taking my daily 2 to 3 hour nap. Now I'm a mom, I have 3 littles. And at the time, my littlest was like only 18 months old. And from the time I became a mom, I was always tired, always exhausted. And I felt so embarrassed, but I took these 2 to 3 hour naps every day just to get by. It was hard. And I would daydream about sleeping, and I was so exhausted. You guys, my energy came back with these products. I couldn't believe it. It was incredible. My cravings for sugar gone. I wasn't rooting around in my pantry looking for chocolate chips anymore. I wasn't hungry all the time. I would eat and I would feel satisfied, and that was really cool. And then my moods, you guys, that was my most favorite. Besides my energy and my moods were the two things that were so life-changing for me. I remember after 90 days on these products, I had such a bounce in my step. I felt so bubbly. I felt so happy. I felt so clear. And I have to tell you, as a person who has struggled with this for most of my life, this was an unknown territory for me. I was like, who is this bright, shiny, happy girl? I couldn't believe who I was. It was so cool. I couldn't believe it. And, because I was able to work out, I had energy. I stopped wasting so much of my day sleeping. I got control over what I was eating. Food stopped becoming such a thing. It stopped being such a thing I was thinking about all the time. Like, I wasn't struggling to not eat crap anymore. I wasn't struggling with my food choices. And because I had all of these things going for me, not to mention everything else getting into balance, right? And my digestion and everything, but I was able to continue moving forward with my fitness journey. And that is obviously, it's been 7 years, over 7 years. And I just turned 40 last October, and I've never felt better. I still have energy every day. I don't struggle. Like, I remember when I stopped taking my naps, I actually remember there was one day in the afternoon, and it was like 4:30. And I remember being like, oh, I didn't take a nap today. And I didn't even think about my naps. Yes, Emily, I do the same thing. Like, I wasn't sleeping all the time. And I literally run around my house chasing my kids and playing with them and being silly because I'm happy, because I have energy, because I just feel great. It's amazing. I never knew I could feel so good. Now, as far as my weight loss and my fitness journey, these products have played a massive role, massive role. Now, I'll say this, I've worked hard, but these products were a tool. These products made it less hard because I got everything balanced, because I got my energy. I had energy to work out. I wasn't fighting cravings. I honestly, you guys, I truly believe with the help of Plexus, I was able to heal my relationship with food big time. It's not a thing for me anymore. I wish I could show you guys a picture of me, what I used to look like. But guys, I used to be 250 pounds. I was a size 20. Now I am a fit size 6. I lift weights every day. I have energy. I sleep so well. My body just feels good. And I never thought that I would be this age feeling the way I do. And I know 100% that I would not be here. I would never have reached this level of my fitness without this incredible tool in my tool belt, right? Like I always compare it to this. If you were to build or to dig a trench in your backyard with just your hands, you could probably do it, but it would be really hard, almost impossible, and it would take a really long time. But imagine if you got a shovel, right? Or a digger, you would be able to dig that trench a lot easier. And that is what I compare Plexus to. Plexus was a tool that helped me to do this. And I honestly feel like it's kind of like it's just this incredible help. And I want all the other people out there to know about it because I don't want to keep this secret to myself. This was hard work and I did this work, but Plexus made it so much easier. Now I'm literally the mom I want to be. I'm the friend I always wanted to be, the wife. I'm the human that I always dreamed of. And I remember feeling so stuck where I was. And I remember feeling like this wasn't what I wanted. I wasn't being the mom I wanted to be. Life just wasn't as colorful as I wanted it to be and as I imagined it. Motherhood just didn't pan out how I wanted it to back then. And once I healed everything and got everything in balance, oh my goodness, I could not believe the shift in myself. And I started showing up for myself and my kids better. And honestly, it has been the most life-changing thing. And then I knew that I couldn't not talk about it. My passion morphed into wanting to help other people find themselves. It's so funny when you think about finding yourself through supplements, but really when you can heal yourself and heal your gut and get your body working, then you can focus on this your spirit, your heart, right? Because when our bodies don't feel well, it's really hard to focus on anything else and anyone else, right? And so I developed this incredible passion for wanting to help other people, women and mothers specifically, but these products are for everyone, men, women, children, young, old, all of us. And I have built my business up to Sapphire, and I'm so proud of my team and everything we're creating. And I still 6 years later, I still have such a passion for educating people on how important it is to have a healthy gut and to, have a balanced body, because once you have that, then you're set, right? You need this first, and then everything else kind of lines up. So thank you guys so much for listening to me share and for letting me tell my story. And yeah, thank you guys so much.
Wow. Thank you so much, Katie. I know it's late for her. And I just appreciate her taking the time to come and share that story. If you related, just go ahead and put in the chat, I relate to Katie's story in some way. The way she shared so vulnerably for you guys is just amazing. So thank you so much for your time, babe. All right, next up, I have my beautiful Ruby, Kaitlyn. She's going to share with you guys about our product for tonight. So go ahead, babe, you can take it away.
Hi guys. Oh my gosh, Katie, that was like everything that I needed to hear. I am like I needed to like absorb your testimony. Testimony is so good. So, hi guys. I am Ruby Kaitlyn Kerr. I live in Gig Harbor, Washington, and I am a mom of four. And yeah, I just had a baby 7 months ago, and I think it's really funny that Jessica asked me to do product knowledge on Vital Biome because she knows I stopped taking that, and I think she really wanted me to look into the benefits again because y'all, I just get mind blown. I think we kind of do this thing where, oh, we don't need that right now. I'll switch up my subscription. And I think more than ever now, I need Vital Biome. I took it while I was pregnant and I didn't realize the benefits of it then. Because like I said, 7 months postpartum, and I'm walking through this postpartum depression journey, you really don't realize like the effect that the microbiome has on your health and your hormones and just everything about it. So thank you, Jessica, for asking me to research again about Vital Biome because now I'm like madly in love and I've just added it. I'm ordering it right now again. As should everybody else. So Vital Biome, I've got notes here. Vital Biome, it's going to help reduce feelings of stress and improve mood. It combats bloating and relieves occasional bowel discomfort, stabilizes stress hormones and promotes relaxation, supports healthy immune system, and enhances the gut microbiome. It is a true probiotic compared to ProBio 5, which ProBio 5 is all about the enzymes which break down the gut barrier. So it's amazing, and you should pair the two together because that kills off the bad bacteria. And then Vital Biome is going to come in and raise up the levels of 8 different clinically demonstrated strains of probiotics in your microbiome, which is like a really big deal. Why you should take probiotics is if you have a poor diet or if you have medications or like antibiotics that throw off your diet, if you were pregnant, if you're a human being, lack of exercise, stress, those are kind of the things that, indicate if that's in your lifestyle, maybe you should like look into rebalancing your gut, and Vital Biome is going to really help with that. I was somebody that struggled with IBS, and you get bloating, you get discomfort. And so Vital Biome, when I was taking it in the past, was something that was really helpful for me. And like I said, I took it when I was pregnant, and that really helped me with my emotions. There's psychobiotics in it, which obviously affect your mental health. So that's really interesting. It is a delayed release capsule, which is important because it better withstands the harsh acidic environment of the stomach. And it's shown in studies to take 45 minutes to dissolve, while traditional capsules take 30 minutes or less, which means it protects the probiotics from harsh conditions to ensure maximum number of live probiotics are in the intestinal tract. And then compared to ProBio 5, like I said, I don't want to like discount ProBio 5. I think they go great hand in hand, like you need both, but it contains 7 billion CFU compared to ProBio 5's 2 million, and it's totally different strains, which is Vital Biome has 8 different ones and ProBio 5 has 5 different ones. So those are kind of the notes that I took, but and I don't know how I can talk 10 minutes about it other than that is going back on my order. Thank you, Jessica, for having me research that. So yeah.
I always think that when we research products, it just makes us re-fall in love with them. So I'm glad that that was one that you're adding to your cart. I think all your friends will benefit from you taking that. I love you.
I love you.
You guys don't know, Kaitlyn and I are very close. So I'm just so appreciative of their time tonight. Thank you, babe. I loved all that information, and I love Vital Biome. So it's one that I don't miss. I too have also gone off of it and then gone, why did I stop taking that one that makes me feel less anxious? So thank you, ladies, again. Tonight, I am going to talk a little bit about vulnerability with you guys. shift the subject, but kind of along the same, because both of our shares tonight were vulnerable with you guys. They shared about their past. They shared about things that they've struggled with. They shared about postpartum. They shared about, being tired. So the things that they shared about tonight, you guys all felt like you related in some way. And so I want to just encourage you guys to continue to vulnerably share in your lives your stories. Yes, I love to share vulnerably. I think it is the key to connection. So here are some vulnerable categories that you might think, oh, I would never. Okay, so alcoholism, cigarette smoking, your weight. That's actually really vulnerable of you to share. You should be proud that you're sharing about your weight. Hair loss. It's embarrassing. Bipolar, depression, anxiety, ulcerative colitis, proctalgia fugax, child behavior issues, suicide, and addiction. These are all just words. But if you know me, you know that these are my story. You know that this is where I came from. You know that this is the things that I have overcome. You know that I'm going to be talking about it more than once. And you know that I'm not just going to say it's Testimony Tuesday and that all of these things will be listed in one post. Okay. That's not sharing vulnerably. That's sharing a testimony. Okay. So in order to share vulnerably, we want to do it over a long period of time. Okay. Because this is our lifelong business. It's not just this thing we do over a couple of months. This is our life. So we're sharing our story. We want to share vulnerably. But do we think that being vulnerable is yucky? I want you to think about in your root, like, oh, if I was to share something that is like, I'm talking about my bipolar, no one knows I'm bipolar. I'm not ready to share that. Okay. Maybe you're not ready. But I want you to think about, is it unprofessional to you? Do you feel like people are going to judge you? Do you feel like they're not going to value your words because you have this mental illness? Do you think that maybe they can't trust you because you're just going to fall into a depression tomorrow and they'll not see you for 3 months? Are you opening yourself up to harsh criticism? So why is it that you're holding on to these things because you're scared of being vulnerable? Because I promise you, the second you start getting vulnerable with your audience, or let's say your Facebook friends or your Instagram, yes, it humanizes you. They're going to start going, wow, I relate to her. Wow, I connect to that. Wow, if she could do that, or if she overcame it, she actually might know a thing or two about that thing. People trust the people that have been through a thing or two, right? If I was to join, under Emily, I'd be like, oh yeah, she knows how to go diamond. We're set. Okay, right? Like, hey, you guys, we're all set here. She knows how to go diamond. She's literally done it before. So we're following her lead. But same thing when we're talking about our health. Okay. If I'm not talking about all of these 12 things that I have overcome, I'm leaving out parts of my story, right? So let's say ulcerative colitis, for example, is just a thing. Why do I have it? Where did it come from? Why did I get it? How did I get rid of it? How did I go into remission from it? So that's all different, like who, what, when, where, whys, right? We learned this in elementary school. Who, what, when, where, why, how. So when we think of something, all we have to do to format a story is to say who, what, when, where, why, how. Alcoholism. Who was I when I was an alcoholic? How did I feel? Okay. Yes. How did Katie feel when she talked about her naps? How did she feel when she said, yeah, I don't have to raid the cupboards for chocolate chips anymore? I relate to that. Totally had chocolate chips in my cupboard for years. Okay. Just as a little handful. But you're letting people into that feeling that you had in the past. Okay. So when you think about your story and you think about who was I then? How did I feel then? Not just like who was I? Not just the year was 2016. It's where was I? Who was I? What was I doing? What was I feeling? How was I acting? Was I a raging bee? Did I have this resting face that was just nasty? Because that was me. I love talking about it because like I'm the most smiley person you know now. I literally smile all the time. And so to talk about who I was before, it's like people understand that. People don't necessarily like that about themselves. Like, oh yeah, everyone thinks I'm mad at them. Okay, things like that. But those are also your story. That's a part of you. And they're little chunks of who you are that you can talk about. So I wanted to write, I just wrote like 4 little points. Okay. So vulnerability is how we connect to others. It's how we relate. And it is the gateway to empathy. So if you're trying to make your audience feel something, Okay. We want them to feel empathy, not sympathy. Okay. We're not trying to get a pity party up in here. We don't want people feeling bad for us or like, wow, oh, it's sad. Okay. No, we want them to feel empathy. Like there's a solution there that when we say, oh my gosh, yeah, I've been suffering from bloat, but I have vital biome, they go, yeah, wow, she has that solution to her problem. So yeah, I feel empathy that she struggled through it, but I also see that she has a solution. So now I'm going to go hit her up because I felt empathy for that. And then I needed that solution. Okay. So you're getting them to feel that way. So then they can see that you then have a solution. I just did a coaching call the other day. Someone who she's openly, she likes to talk about her life. And I was just asking her like, hey, if we're going to talk about what's happening that frustrates us, can we please tie it to a solution that is Plexus positive? Okay. So maybe it's, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Like I just haven't gotten any sleep because the baby. Insert solution. We have active, we have veteran, we have edge, okay, whatever. Okay, but inserting that solution being like, oh my gosh, this little child kept me up all night, but here's my Metaburn capsule, okay? So it's just like letting people know like, oh wow, yeah, I see she has a baby. I remember those nights, but look at the capsule in her hand, okay? So you're relating it back. But you're gonna start slow with being vulnerable, okay? Like I said, we're not making a Testimony Tuesday post that's a mile long that's talking about everything that you've ever been vulnerable about, okay? Everything you've ever struggled with. No, we're gonna sprinkle it in. Okay. We're going to have little sentences here and there. We're going to let people in like, hey, today I'm struggling because of X, Y, and Z. Okay. Or in the past, in 2016, I struggled with X, Y, and Z. This is what I felt. This is how it made me feel. Okay. Think about feelings. And then you're going to be really honest. Okay. Just because you're honest, though, doesn't mean you have to tell the entire story. Okay, so if I say, I suffer from proctalgia fugax, I'm not going to tell you what that is. It's embarrassing for me. Okay, but you can go Google it. Okay, so, and I will tell you guys, it's actually spasms of the anus. Okay, but when I was telling my story, I wasn't going to share that online. I'm going to bring that curiosity. I'm going to present the solution. I'm going to ask for prayer. Okay. But then I'm also going to have them go look somewhere else. Okay. They can come to me once they've Googled it. If you're scared of getting too vulnerable, that's okay. I understand. Just do it in a way that makes you feel comfortable to the edge that you're willing to go. But remember, you're going to push the envelope a little bit. It's getting vulnerable for a reason. It's scary. It's not just like fun for everyone. Okay. People that you hear these amazing stories from, they're not just like, oh yeah, that was so easy for me to share that I was an alcoholic and like living on the streets. Okay, no, we have shared it over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, because it helps us to humanize us. It helps us to bring it to light. It helps us to heal from it. Okay, so I hear all the time, Jessica, you're so inspiring. I'm like, I don't feel that way. I just feel like I'm sharing my story. Okay, so if you want to come off as inspiring, start sharing your story. Okay, get vulnerable. And then the last thing I want to say is if they're not buying, they don't see the value. So paint that picture for them. How is your problem the same as theirs? Okay, so if you're just talking about, I'm tired all the time, I'm tired, or I was tired, now I'm not. Okay, how is that their problem? Okay, they could look at it and be like, oh, wow, that's cool for her, not my problem. How is it their problem? You have to make it about them. It's not about you. As much as you're sharing what has happened to you, when you're selling something, it's about them. Okay, so that's what I'm going to end it with. I think I am on time. Yep, a little bit. But thank you guys so much for hopping on. I know this is a little bit quicker than usual, but I just appreciate your guys' attendance and for being here with us. And yeah, I think that's it. Anybody else have anything to add? Emily, I don't know.
No, Jess, you did a great job. This was awesome. Thanks everyone for being on. Happy month end. Plenty of time left to earn that iPad, rank up, and hit those March goals. Let's go do what we do best.
Yes, amen. All right, bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.